Employee experience has always been a top priority for many organizations across all industry, which was made more evident by the pandemic. Everything we do is about improving employee experience. My name is Bo, and I am the founder and CEO of Better Team. We are building an improved local version of an already successful employee experience tool in the market right now. Alongside with me are my CTO, Ray, who has over 10 years of experience in successfully provisioning services to the cloud, and Senna, our chief psychologist, a licensed psychologist and practitioner. Senna has over 10 years of experience in the BPO sector and has been responsible in checking the sanity of our data interpretation. We have over 30 years of combined domain expertise and strong ties to our market, which made us the best team to make our product loved by our users. What we're building is the solution to the $356 million unwanted resignation problem in our target market, my industry, the BPO sector. The 2020 report on hiring and retention in the BPO sector revealed that a mid-sized BPO company is losing about $2 million in annual revenue. And that is because of people quitting their jobs undesirably, which was tabulated to be at 50% annually, which then affected productivity by negative 18%. These unwanted resignations were found to be driven primarily by poor understanding of employee needs, unavailability of employee well-being support, and poor rewards and recognition strategies. To put numbers to it, a mid-sized BPO company will begin with 3,000 employees. Take half of that because of the resignations. A BPO company will need to look for additional 1,500 new employees to continue operations. The cost of replacing an employee in the BPO sector today is about $1,400. Multiply that by 1,500, you'll get 2.1 million. That's the amount that a BPO company would have to spend just so they can continue their operations. We prioritize what matters to employees. So we are coming in as a solution to this problem. With having Better Team, a cloud-based employee experience platform where business leaders will have access to Better Mind, they'll be able to connect practitioners and patients in one platform, making mental health support accessible for all employees. That's our mental health technology. They'll be able to have access on benchmarking and insights as well, which addresses declining employee experience through big data analytics and industry-specific best practices. And our My Rewards feature, which addresses the delay in the disbursement of employee incentives, perks, and rewards by consolidating services and streamlining their rewards processes. We let companies use our cutting edge technology with a highly differentiated user experience so employees can be at their best and their organization the best place to work. Better Team serves the $26 billion sector of BPO in the Philippines, a single largest sector that employs over 1.5 million Filipinos spread across 900 BPO companies that contributes over 10% to the country's GDP. Focusing on our serviceable market, we figured that our obtainable market are number one, currently subscribed to at least three employee experience platforms. Two, have an average budget of $2.45 per employee per month to improve employee experience. And three, having an average employee resignation rate of 42% annually. This only shows that the need for our solution is evident in our market. We're using an active user-based revenue model where a BPO company pays $2.12 per active employee in our platform per month. Other sources of revenue are transaction fees, setup fees, and premium features fees. We currently don't have a direct competitor locally, though we acknowledge that the competition in our target market is dynamic, which is majorly driven by North American companies. What made us different is our strong focus and expertise in our target market. We have been working on our product for over 7 months now. Our private beta is now currently being tested at Near Seoul, a BPO company in Makati with over 1,000 employees. There are three phases in our development in which the first phase is well on its way to be launched in December of this year. Today, we are raising 120,000 US dollars in pre-seed funding under a convertible note agreement to speed up our product development by 200%, support our go-to-market strategies, and launch the phase two of our product in February 2022. I know the very detail of what we're solving here because I was once on that side of the fence. Being an HR leader in the BPO sector for over 10 years before founding Better Team, I know the costs we pay because of the challenge brought by employee experience. We are very confident about what we're building that some of the figureheads in the BPO sector have felt the same way too. Tonichi, a board member in the Call Center Association of the Philippines, and TJ, an executive in the BPO sector, have said yes to hold our hands while we take this journey. That's on top of the support from our investors and advisors in Buko Ventures and Richard Wan, a local celebrity at ABS-CBN and a mental health advocate who will also be our brand ambassador. Very exciting times indeed. Thank you, and we hope to have you in our journey with us.
Hello, everyone. I'm John Vincent Fail. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Wella School System. So we are funded by the institutions, and for the past years, we have raised this 14 million peso in funding. So this is the problem that we're solving. Um, a teacher usually has an average class size of 30 students, and it's kind of hard for them to balance the administrative work and at the same time to monitor each students in their class. And this would affect our parents of not having the peace of mind of like not knowing in real time how their students or their kids in schools. So this is the solution that we're gonna provide. We are providing. So we basically provide a mobile application where parents and students can view real time their status in school or their progress in school. So these are the features that they can benefit from. Let me show you a quick video of how it works.
In partnership with Wellness School Systems, we bring you the Corpus Christi School mobile app. Simply download this app at Google Play or at the App Store. Input the number you provided to the school registrar and type the verification code sent to your mobile number. Be up to date with the latest updates from the school. Stay informed with your child's attendance by viewing your child's daily time record. Be in the know of your child's whereabouts in school by receiving notifications from the school clinic or the office of the prefect of discipline. See your child's grades every quarter. Check your current billing statement from the school. And lastly, view the school calendar. Keeping ourselves constantly on board with the school is now made possible. With the Corpus Christi School mobile app, convenience and updates are within every Corpus Christian's reach, anytime, anywhere.
So this is our value proposition. So with our solution, it's 86 less time for our teachers or our school admins to prepare the reports they need. And then 75% less Excel sheets or paperwork that they have to process for them to produce or to generate the academic reports that they need. And compared to competitors, it's 93% less time to deploy as our platform is really easy to use. It's very intuitive and yeah, it's easy to adapt. So this is our target market. So we are targeting the private schools in the Philippines. And right down below is our potential revenue that we can possibly achieve. And in the market, we're the most complete system compared to our competitors. Currently, we have 100 plus thousand students in our platform from coming from the 150 plus private schools from preschool to colleges or universities. So these are traction over the years. So we have been doubling our numbers. And our business model, we are a software as a service. We build schools, 100 peso per student per month. So in a year, it's 1,000 a year. So we only build for 10 months. So this is our team. So I'm John Fial. I'm the CEO and co-founder. I have my brother with me. He's the CTO. Christian, sales and marketing head, and Carl, our business development head. So this is our projected revenue. Last year we ended up with 20 million peso in revenue. This year we are targeting 63 million in peso. So we are currently raising fund, 20 million for 10% equity to enhance Wella products and to acquire more schools. Join us in our mission to help our education sector. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Christine Brown. I'm one of the founders of Chalkboard. Chalkboard is on a mission to provide every learner access to excellent education and educators. Every parent wants their children to be successful and to find their passion and purpose. Meanwhile, the education system is highly standardized, as if learners have similar interests and talents. Educators are doing the best they can, but are limited by large class sizes and low budgets. We all recognize the problem, but one-on-one customized learning and mentoring seems out of reach for so many working Filipino parents in the Philippines and around the world. That's why we created Chalkboard. Chalkboard is a marketplace for one-on-one learning. At Chalkboard, we prioritize three things: personalization, quality, and affordability. We believe that learning is a personal journey and unique for everyone. That's why we enable parents and learners to pick what to learn and who to learn with. We currently have over 150 tutors on the platform, which were carefully selected out of over 2,000 applicants. At Chalkboard, educators are empowered to set their own rates based on their credentials and experience. They can build their own brand knowing that high quality tutoring leads to repeat customers. As a managed marketplace, we charge our users a service fee for every session conducted on the platform. We were able to avoid platform leakage because of the value that we give to both learners and tutors. Tutors are able to focus on what they do best, which is to teach, knowing that Chalkboard provides guaranteed payment, high quality support, and marketing. We succeed when our tutors succeed. Parents are provided with the broadest selection of highly qualified tutors, knowing that Chalkboard provides a safe and secure platform that is easy to use. We succeed when our learners succeed. From a strong foundation of learners in the Philippines, we quickly became a global company. We now have learners from Mindanao to Baguio and from Maryland to Melbourne. Our current target market is Filipino learners around the world. We estimate that this equates to a multi-billion dollar GMV opportunity and an initial TAM of $700 million. Chalkboard caters to K to 12 learners. Whether your learner is catching up or getting ahead, Chalkboard has a tutor for you. Our tutors focus on building a foundational understanding of a subject and instilling confidence in a learner. Chalkboard also offers specialized areas of interest such as coding, foreign language, public speaking, and music. The private tutoring market globally is huge. It was $90 billion in 2020 and expected to grow 100 to $170 billion by 2028. The players in the industry offer academic assistance, enrichment activities, or both. Some are group-based and a few are one-on-one, but none offers access to highly qualified professional teachers at Chalkboard's affordability in a one-on-one format. Since our launch in November 2020, we have grown at a 25% monthly CAGR. Our growth has been organic and primarily through parent referrals. We have completed almost 6,000 tutoring hours, which equates to almost 40,000 GMV. At our current pace, we expect to break even by mid-2022. Albert and I have built Chalkboard along with the help of our passionate and driven team. Our team is composed of parents, professional educators, administrators, lifelong mentors, education advocates, and learning enthusiasts. Chalkboard's mission is to provide every learner access to excellent education and educators. We know we are just scratching the surface and that we can empower so many more learners. We have partnered with homeschool networks and parent communities to reach Filipinos locally and around the world. We have worked with local and national entities to ensure that even our most vulnerable learners are not left behind. If you can help us on our mission, we would love to hear from you, whether it's a future learner or tutor, team member, advisor, investor, or advocate. Thank you for the entire Chalkboard team.
Hello, everyone. I'm Justin and I'm the CEO of Cerebro. We are a group of teachers who aim to innovate teaching by allowing our fellow educators, both young and seniors alike, to jumpstart e learning amidst the pandemic and make teaching in the new normal an enjoyable passion and not just a stressful job that could give them thoughts about leaving their careers. This is Teacher Anna, a grade school faculty member in a medium sized private school handling 8 online classes with 50 students each. However, these classes are not of the same subject since teachers in the elementary level are expected to teach students in several learning areas, which could also be different from the teacher's field of specialization. Because of this, Anna needs to do an extensive research about the subjects assigned to her so she could prepare her instructional materials well, while also allocating time for her other administrative duties such as computing grades, preparing reports, and the like. Based on data from the Department of Education, a teacher spends at least 2 hours per day for these tasks, which sums up to around 400 hours of preparation time for the entire school year. This number has just doubled during the COVID-19 pandemic, since teachers were required to produce a year's worth of digital materials so that their schools can get certified for online learning. We could only imagine how stressful it is to be a teacher, and what else could we feel if we realize that this problem also becomes a pain point for school administrators after seeing a great number of private school teachers who resigned from their jobs just last year. With this, schools are losing billions just to train new hires whom they also cannot ensure if these teachers could withstand the pressure even for just a semester. The Philippine Institute for Development Studies also notes that such heavy workload of teachers has a significant effect on the quality of education, leading us to rank 79th out of the 79 countries who took the program for international student assessment in the year 2018. Then we came to realize that if there is only one set of K 12 curriculum followed throughout the country, then why can't we have a single set of ready-made contents directly based from DepEd standards and curriculum, all in a managed cloud platform that teachers coming from different schools can easily access to effectively reduce their workload and save time for their personal and social well-being? Our solution comes with ready-made course presentations, auto-graded quizzes, and printable worksheets that teachers can just pull out from our platform to jumpstart their online teaching, and even interactive simulations that provide realistic virtual laboratory experiments that will keep students engaged with learning the fun way. In addition, school administrators can also monitor what's happening in their learning management system and determine the system's usage data and the end user's performance. You might be thinking that there are already other market players out there and that we might be a new name when it comes to e-learning. But our initial set of clients were willing to switch to our solution and even gave us positive feedback that helped us gain early stage traction against the other widely used brands. In the first 19 months of the COVID-19 pandemic, we have continuously strived to develop our competitive edge, and we would like to further expand our reach so more schools will learn about our advantage in terms of curriculum alignment, ease of registration, and value for money. There are over 1.2 million teachers in the Philippines who could benefit from our solution, and among this number, 300,000 are from the private school sector who do not enjoy access to the government's learning resource system. 11,000 teachers are in the province of Cavite, where we have already tested our product, since 76% of the schools here are privately owned. Sadly, there are about 865 private schools who had no choice but to close down during the pandemic just because they were not able to prepare digital materials and meet DepEd's minimum requirements for online learning. And this led to over 4,000 teachers losing their jobs and nearly 60,000 students who were either forced to transfer to other schools or to temporarily stop their education. At present, 13 schools with a combined total of about 8,000 users have subscribed to Cerebro at an institutional level, where 7 schools are from Cavite and another 6 are from other provinces, who serve as our test markets for their respective areas in Metro Manila and Central Visayas. And this year, we are expecting a 2 times increase in the number of institutional clients that we have after we received very positive feedback from our early stage adopters. A good 75% of our team is composed of licensed professional teachers, so our solution is something that is crafted by teachers for our fellow teachers. And we don't think that the other learning management system providers have the same experience from the field that we have, since we ourselves felt how it really is to be a teacher from the ground. Individual teachers who are engaged in lesson planning may directly register on our website and start accessing our materials for free, while educational administrators may also opt to avail a paid monthly subscription at an institutional level so they can ensure a standardized quality of learning for their whole school. As for the price, our premium plans are actually 3 times lower than that of traditional textbooks, so overall, Cerebro is a cost-effective solution for jumpstarting online learning. So if you are a school owner or an administrator here in the Philippines, or you know of anyone who might be looking for a solution that will help address issues on faculty workload and learning standardization, connect with us so we can discuss how we can be partners in helping your educators to teach smart and live smart. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mac, and I'm the founder and the innovation lead for Container Living Philippines. So I have worked in the real estate industry for more than 10 years prior to setting up the company. But before that, I did environmental work, which mainly dealt with toxic wastes, genetic engineering, and clean energy. My involvement in environmental advocacy played a very big role in why we put sustainability at the core of everything we do at Container Living. But while working in the real estate industry, the feeling of discontent grew stronger over the years. And this is mainly due to the lack of sustainable innovations in the industry. The world's buildings have a direct impact on the environment. The construction industry is one of the largest consumers of natural resources. It primarily uses 60% of the world's natural resources directly or indirectly as construction materials for developing buildings and infrastructure. On top of that, the construction industry contributes to 35% of global energy use and 40% of worldwide carbon dioxide emissions. These are all according to the World Green Building Council. One of the major drivers for the growth of construction industry are residential projects, which is mainly due to the increasing urbanization and the growing population. It's high time that we design and build homes that are healthier for the planet. So what is container living? Container living is real estate. There are four types of real estate: residential, commercial, industrial, and land. Container living is able to build structures fit for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Our builds include homes, food parks, offices, and even medical facilities. And as we are now able to provide a wider variety of build options, we are expanding to land development for urban and suburban housing facilities. Second, container living is sustainable. So, from a traditional resource model of taking, making, using, and then disposing, we have a simple and practical strategy to make homes healthier for the planet. We provide a smarter, more resilient, and more sustainable solution to the built environment by utilizing synergies between industries. Byproduct synergy is a process that turns one industry's wastes into valuable raw material for another. And this offers an innovative and collaborative way of diverting waste from landfills while cutting costs and improving the state of the environment. How do we do this? We do this through creative reuse of non-operational shipping containers. Containers that have been decommissioned and are already considered as junk. We convert them into homes, food parks, offices, and even medical facilities, which makes container living impactful. Container living promotes the circular economy through high value upcycling. We aim to minimize energy use and waste generation in the construction industry through continual use of resources. And by using non operational shipping containers as the main building material since 2014, we have created 2,954 square meters of space, saving 34,561 tons of carbon dioxide emissions, which is actually equivalent to growing 571,487 trees for 10 years. And as we continue to bring impact to the lives of our clients, our business model also brought a very relevant impact to the company in terms of sales. And even during the pandemic, we are still able to continuously generate revenue. Our revenue model is cost plus margin, and we also charge for design development, construction drawings, interior design, and styling. We now also provide loans to those who would like to build and develop their properties. According to the Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development, the housing backlog is 3.9 million households. But assuming that the production of housing units would average to 200,000 units every year from 2012 to 2030, the backlog would still persist and hit 6.5 million households by 2030. The highest demand would come from the economic housing segment. This leads us to a total available market of 6.5 million units. Container living serviceable available market is the economic housing segment, which comprises 42% of the total need. If you are able to obtain at least 20% of this market, this is equivalent to 546,000 units or a revenue of 13,650,000 US dollars. We will be able to work on achieving this target if you will help us raise 1 million US dollars. We know that our product can create a bigger impact in both the local and international market. Here are some of our projects. And here are our ongoing projects. We are an all-female team and we would like to achieve a more sustainable future for the built industry. And together with our partners and mentors, we would like to invite you to join us. Be a partner in our efforts in promoting sustainable living. Again, we are Container Living Philippines, impactful, sustainable real estate. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kathleen from Nudgeit, and I'm very excited to be here today to share about what we're doing. Here at Nudgeit, we're solving a problem that's common to 99.9% of businesses in the world today: how to make money, how to close sales, how to keep your people happy in the process. We've been able to increase the productivity of our clients by over 500%, help them retain their talent for twice as long, and multiply their sales by over 600%. And we're happy to say that we've developed a product that can do it for you as well. So, what is Nudgeit? Nudgeit combines behavioral science and machine learning to develop an intelligence that helps organizations change the behavior of their employees with intelligent nudging. Nudges are tools that are used in economics and public policy to change how people behave in large scale situations. We are the first in Asia to combine both behavioral science nudges and machine learning into an intelligent system that helps organizations drive more productivity and achieve their business goals more efficiently through this kind of tool. How does it work? In behavioral science, people have two systems of thinking: a system one that has evolved over millions of years, and a more effortful system two that's more logical as opposed to emotional. System 2 tends to take a lot of effort to kick in. Because of this, when people are faced with a lot of data or information, we act more on what we feel than what we think. And many companies, from Facebook to Amazon to Netflix, have taken advantage of this bias to create more sales. At Nudget, we do it a little bit differently. Right now, most organizations are challenged with collecting an ungodly amount of data to make sense and develop digitization initiatives around this. But what a lot of these organizations ignore is that digitization has a people aspect. You're not just implementing technologies, you're implementing technologies so that people can act on and make better decisions around these technologies. Nudget solves this challenge by helping organizations humanize their data. Humanizing involves simplifying complex graphs, charts, and Excel sheets into simple nudges that are personalized per user, easy to act on, concrete, AI generated, with a defined feedback loop. We have over 10,000 actionable nudges proven to work by behavioral science and 3,000 recommended solutions for managers, leaders, and executives to get started with. How does it work? Managers can use existing data dashboards to create and train AI generated nudges. They can choose things like frequency, who this nudge will be directed to, and what kind of nudge they will implement in their organization. In fact, they can link multiple sources of data to create nudges that combine different types of data together so that people are more likely to act on them. At the same time, they can use behavioral science to develop conditions around these nudges. Behavioral science ensures that when people receive a piece of data, they're more likely to act on it as opposed to ignore it. Finally, these nudges can be deployed in different productivity tools, messaging, and communication apps, from Android mobile apps to Microsoft Teams or Slack, to communication tools like WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger, meaning that the people who receive these nudges can receive the information that they need to make better decisions in real time. Our competitive advantage at Nudget is it's personalized for every one employee, whether you're a 50-person company or a 50,000-person company. The nudges are personal. It learns what each individual prefers, and the AI trains itself to become more accustomed to each person. At the same time, we're able to generate shared experiences based on the perspectives of multiple people, managers, and leaders. So you're not just benefiting from an intelligence that works on your data, but an intelligence that has worked on over 10,000 cases and over 7 years worth of organizational productivity data here in the Philippines and across Southeast Asia. In fact, the Nudget solution is so flexible that we've been able to apply it for so many different use cases. From nudging students in a classroom setting to pay attention or answer certain questions, from nudging elderly people to remember to take their medications, to nudging others, customers, or delinquent payments to pay their bills on time. Nudget works for multiple use cases and it's easy to implement. We believe that the future of work is at the intersection of AI and behavioral science. That technology should not just be implemented for its own sake, but to empower the people who use this technology to make better decisions. Uh, Getting started with Nudget costs as little as 50,000 per month per dashboard. And it's as simple as having data that you collect on an Excel sheet that you want to make work for you. So, what are you waiting for? Get started with Nudget today. We're partnered with the Association for Science, Technology, and Research in Singapore, as well as Google and Microsoft for our technology. We've also worked with some of the largest MNCs in Southeast Asia to push out and improve our product over the years. So you're in good hands, and we're very excited to have an opportunity to work with you. Thank you.
Hi, we're Packworks, and Packworks is a business super app for the micro corner store. It's so super, we're in 135,000 of these stores today and do $150 million in GMV. These corner stores in Southeast Asia are the heart of every village. They sell everything you need for your home. Not only that, they're both the hub, the pub, and they probably know your mom. I'm Iba, and I've spent the last 20 years in impactful technology, bringing solar energy to off grid communities with the Solar Energy Foundation and with Facebook as a country representative for digital literacy, and working with Sari Sari stores by making apps that help them understand their business. My co founder and I are riding buddies. We've traveled all over the world on our motorcycles, and in every ride, we'd stop and rest at these small micro corner stores. They're ubiquitous in every village in emerging markets globally. And these stores, we have met some of the nicest people. Speaking to the owners about their problems remain consistent. Not enough time with family and the lack of sales. We started with a genuine desire to improve the lives of these store owners, and it's turned into a $1 billion opportunity with massive multinationals knocking on our door. Well, here's an example of some of the stores that we helped. What's the market? There are 8 million shops in Southeast Asia that have the same story. And last year, they sold over $100 billion worth of goods. Our beachhead market in the Philippines, 1 in 3 grocery baskets pass through these corner stores called Sari Sari stores. The problem. Solving the problem of efficiency is equally important as leveling them up as business owners. And one more thing, we also learned that someone else needed to level up their growth. The CPG companies that sell about $300 billion in Southeast Asia that don't have data as to what's happening to $100 billion worth of their goods. And it's holding them back. So let me tell you how we did this. First, we created a mobile app that was made for the super micro entrepreneur, the smallest of the Sari Sari stores. Then we built an entire ERP helping the successful Sari Sari stores, the mega stores in the community, in partnership with the big brands. We're increasing their transaction through efficiency. And while that's happening, we're providing incredible transactional data to the big brands in this virtual cycle. So here are some of the things our nanais are saying about us. We set out to increase their productivity and provide more time for these stores. Check. We wanted them to have more time with their family. Check. So there's a great product market fit, and our traction shows this. In the last 24 months, we went from 0 to 135,000 stores today, and we've processed an annualized GMV of 150 million. Our roadmap. We're on our way to growing into 221,000 stores in 12 months, and we'll process close to $300 million worth of transactions. My biker co-founder, Bing Tan, is known for his work as a seasoned startup and fintech founder. And my other co-founder, Hubert Yap, has spent 20 years in supply chain management and distribution for these Sari Sari stores. Together, we built Packworks. We found a way to support micro entrepreneurs, and we are building the fastest growing supply chain network platform in the region. Join the pack and send us an email at founders@packworks.io.
Hi, I'm Ram Makasait, and I'm one of Steer's Go Digital Evangelists. Let me start by sharing a story about a company from Subic Bay. APM works with clients across the Asia Pacific who bring their yachts for repairs and upgrades for over 20 years. While they've been providing great customer service, their challenge has been getting a tighter grip on the operational information to have better control over costs and estimates. They evaluated multiple ERPs but were not satisfied. They eventually decided to custom build their own software, but even that failed after years of trying. Earlier this year, we helped digitalize their project cost management and estimation. We also enabled their internal users to build, on their own, solutions that automate their other G&A activities. They were able to do something which was unthinkable before: fully digitalize their company in under 3 months. Just like APM, many mid sized companies all over the world are struggling to go digital because, in addition to the challenges I mentioned earlier, these companies also have to iteratively optimize business processes as they develop solutions. That's why we built QuickReach, a no code platform that makes it easier for companies to go digital and roll out custom solutions in as fast as a few hours. Companies can easily build solutions without writing a single line of code, automate repetitive tasks, integrate with existing software, and generate insights in real time. Aside from creating paperless workflows and records on QuickReach, users can also produce reports to make sense of generated data, automate repetitive activities to reduce errors and improve efficiency, and enable self-service across for customers and suppliers to create a connected enterprise. We launched at the height of COVID, and we were able to acquire almost 20 customers from 4 different countries. Of our 18 happy customers, 30% have bought additional licenses. While our current customer base is coming from a wide range of industries, we're building industry specific solutions to address very big pain points in a focused segment of the no code market, which brings us to the construction, maintenance, and repair industry. The $10 trillion construction industry is one of the largest but one of the least digitalized industries in the world. Around 70% of projects are delayed or over budgeted, and manual tracking of activities and materials on site is one of the primary reasons. In fact, we found that almost half of construction projects are losing money instead of making money. The need for greater visibility and control over the entire business operations to thrive in the new normal. Under the Steer brand, we provide a mobile-first fieldwork management solution for construction, repair, and maintenance. Steer empowers on-site teams to access and share information in real time with the head office and core systems. The enhanced visibility and control results in 17% cost savings and 78% productivity gains. Because of the quick reach no-code engine behind Steer, companies using Steer can easily take an iterative plan, do, check, and act approach to digital transformation, where the solutions are custom fit to the unique business processes that differentiate them. Steer, by QuickReach, covers various business processes within the construction industry. Among these solutions, we're currently focused on the site materials tracking, a problem area that we've validated in the local market. We currently have 20 accounts in various stages of our sales pipeline just for this flagship solution. Our team draws from 20 years of global product engineering experience with its own dedicated 30-person team, backed by partners, investors, and advisors from across the world. This is our current sales pipeline that we're building up from India and the Philippines. Take note that we've been seeing strong conversions at the later stages of the funnel. We target to have 100 accounts by the end of 2022 to reach a $3 million ARR. We've successfully raised $800,000 during our pre-seed round, and we're currently raising another $1 million for the seed round. The funds raised in this new round will support opening new markets and further product enhancements. We'd like to invite you to participate in this unique chance to empower construction businesses to thrive in the digital era. Thank you and have a great day.
Hi everyone, my name is Neil. I'm the co-founder of WorkBean, and we are building the largest company culture search platform in Asia. The Great Resignation. Experts attribute this to realizations and life pivots during the pandemic. At least 49% of workers say that they work longer hours than they would like. More than 41% had difficulty setting work and personal life boundaries, and at least 44% said that they felt pressured to be reachable at all times of the day. Because of these, burnout is at an all-time high. According to Adam Grant, the Great Resignation isn't just a mad dash away from the office, it's the culmination of a long march toward freedom. And this is precisely WorkBean's mission, to help the next billion digital talents find work in companies where they belong. WorkBean is an employer branding platform that helps companies put their culture at the core of their hiring strategy. This means equipping HR teams with tools that will help them tell their story, showcase their culture, and show potential candidates what it's like to work for them. WorkBean delivers 4 key tools to HR teams in the form of discover, build, recruit, and promote. Companies who want to discover their own company culture and employer brand will be able to run company-wide assessments and get the results in their dashboards. Companies can build their own company pages on WorkBean to showcase their values and brand. Companies can also create company-branded job ads to appeal to WorkBean's millennial and Gen Z talent demographic. Finally, companies join WorkBean to participate in employer branding and culture events that help create awareness for their companies and unlock talent profiles that they otherwise would have trouble reaching on their own. Globally, online recruitment marketing spend is $30 billion. And with the acceleration of remote work and digital technologies brought about by the pandemic, this number is expected to double by 2025. Southeast Asia is expected to benefit the most from this precisely because remote work means that hiring for digital professionals from Southeast Asia is beginning to make sense financially. Last year, we piloted 9 companies like Atlassian and Lalamove and executed their employer branding strategies through WorkBean. Today, we have helped 60 companies increase the awareness on their employer brand, culture, and who they are as an employer. In a year, we have enabled over 100,000 visits to the pages of these companies, launched 2 nationwide virtual career fairs, and we are just getting started. Our target customer segments are high-growth startups and MNCs with digital transformation goals. One of our key activities is to partner with key university and professional organizations to make sure that we have the talent pipeline that our target customers look for. Another is creating virtual recruitment marketing events and career fairs to facilitate the engagement between our customers and their talent demographic. 2 major players prove that great opportunities lie ahead for employer branding. The Muse and Welcome to the Jungle paved the way for us to follow and have raised a total of $61.5 million in the last couple of years. And we aim to be the go-to platform for company culture information in Asia. Getting started on the platform is free with a premium subscription starting at $2,400. Our sales cycle can go from as short as 2 weeks to as long as 4 weeks. As we ramp up our sales and marketing activities to build our brand, we expect our customer acquisition cost to be at $500 for the next 2 years. Last year, we closed $14,000 worth of contracts, and we are expecting to close this year at $50,000. We expect to grow 10x next year from integrations and partnerships. By 2022, our focus will be on open HR integrations, creating and nurturing talent communities, and automating our recruitment marketing solutions to complete WorkBean's platform. WorkBean is co-founded by a strong team with a combined 25 years of experience in corporates, startups, software, and HR tech. I am a certified employer branding leader and have studied some of the best corporate cultures in the world. Cass's sales experience in Cisco and LinkedIn helped us establish flagship logos very early on despite the pandemic. combined with Zane's creative and structured mind to make sense of our vision, armed with Zane's vast experience in technology and architecture, we were able to attract the best talents to work with us and to drive the culture of innovation in the region. Let me end with this quote from Simon Sinek. According to him, one of the reasons why the great resignation is happening is because there are so many substandard corporate cultures. People don't feel included, needed, wanted, seen, heard, and understood. They're looking at the unknown and where they are, and the unknown is looking more appealing. And with this, I urge you to join us in our mission to help people find work and companies where they belong. Again, I'm Neil. Thank you.
My name is Tom Graham, the co-founder of MAD or Make a Difference courses. Today, I will present to you an investment opportunity which will connect classrooms to communities and transform how we teach about sustainability around the world. First, a little background to us. Raf and I set up MAD Travel in 2015, which became a pioneer in the Philippines in sustainable tourism. Suji, an international school teacher, joined our team in 2019. However, we're not here today to talk to you about travel. Rather, it is our experiences working with international schools and universities around the world that has enabled us to pivot our business model into something far more scalable and impactful. As our 6 years experience of helping schools to teach sustainability shows us, educators are increasingly concerned about one question: how might we engage a new generation of global citizens and inspire them to address the sustainable and social challenges that we will all face in the future? Our solution is to harness the power of technology to connect students directly to communities through gamified video courses, which will enable them to discover global issues through a local community perspective. In short, we connect classrooms to communities, and I'll show you a short video to show you how.
Hi, I'm Tom.
And I'm Andrea.
And we're from Make a Difference courses or MAD courses.
Welcome to your MAD interactive adventure.
This course will take you on a journey to discover some of the world's most pressing challenges through the eyes of local communities and social innovators, all in a matter of weeks.
Or days.
Or hours.
That's the beauty of it. It's completely self-guided, which means it's your choice.
Or your teachers.
Your time.
Or your teachers.
So how does it work exactly?
Through this course, we want to connect you wherever you are in the world to some of these amazing change makers so they might encourage you to see the world slightly differently too. You'll be meeting local communities and social innovators through interactive, choose-your-own-adventure-style videos.
That means you get to choose who to meet, what to say, and what to do.
This course will help you to learn different perspectives on sustainability, innovation, and how to connect meaningfully to local communities. This course and our company is the product of long-lasting, meaningful partnerships with communities both in the Philippines and around the world.
It was co-created with these communities and the social innovators who have come alongside them. By taking this course alone, you're already helping to support them.
We hope that this course inspires you to continue creating positive change, whether with our community partners around the world or in your own communities back home.
See you on your adventure.
Okay, so we believe in business with a purpose. That's why each course sold generates revenue for our community partners while also inspiring students around the world to support their cause. Each course sold gives the option for a live session in which communities can even earn more. Over the past year, we've been able to partner with 18 schools and universities around the world, many of which are extremely prestigious institutions. We're confident that we will be able to scale the courses thanks to the teacher resource packs we are creating. We will scale with relatively low fixed costs thanks to a CSR partnership with Wirewax, which is a global leader in interactive video content. They made a famous episode in the popular Netflix series Black Mirror. They are offering free of charge access to their interactive video technology because they believe in our mission. Moving forwards, social enterprises and NGOs will even be able to create and sell their own courses on our platform. I think it's quite well known that the global online education market is set to continue its rapid growth over the coming years. As a result, our SOM is estimated at 8 million Singapore dollars, which would be equivalent to 1% market penetration within 5 years. Here are some more detailed numbers which show you how we expect to achieve that SOM. We've also been able to do extensive research of our competition and have identified that the combination of a large network of community partners, live interactive video content, as well as live sessions can quite easily set us apart. We're looking to raise 350,000 Singapore dollars to be spread over 2 phases of development. The first one is to create 3 interactive video courses to complement the MVP, which we have already made in partnership with an AITA community in the Philippines. And we will also do some market testing. In phase 2, we will scale up course development and also scale up our marketing and sales efforts to reach institutions all around the world. Many thanks for listening to my presentation, and I look forward to connecting to you soon so we can together revolutionize how we teach education for sustainable development around the world. Thank you.
I'm Elaine De Veles, CEO of Front Learners. Front Learners is an e-learning content and solutions provider for K-12 schools and universities. Front Learners was formed because we believe that our Filipino students can have and deserve to have the same opportunities as their counterparts globally. However, in the recent international large-scale assessments, our Filipino learners lag behind in math, science, and reading literacies versus their counterparts in other countries. The pandemic further exacerbated the learning conditions and highlighted the lack of access to quality learning materials. We at Front Learners provide ready-to-use, curriculum-aligned e-learning lessons and quizzes, which, when used together with proven pedagogy, can help develop higher thinking processing skills. Because of the challenge of connectivity for many students, we also made our content accessible both online and offline. The market is huge. The total available market is worth roughly 5 billion pesos. And these are schools, both public and private, all over the country, from grade 1 to college. The serviceable available market are schools in key cities, and it's valued at 1.5 billion pesos. And our serviceable obtainable market are schools which are located in the great metros and in very dense regions like NCR, Region 3, and Region 4A, and it's valued at roughly 0.5 billion pesos. There are 3 types of competitors in this market. First are book publishers with their digital book versions. Second are learning management system platform providers without content. And third are learning content providers, both individual and institutions, but don't have their platform. Our go-to-market strategy is to offer a ready-to-use, complete e-learning solution comprised of curriculum-aligned e-learning content, a learning management system, and access through the cloud. These are accessible through online. However, as mentioned, there are many students who are challenged with connectivity, and thus we also have the offline version. Our traction has been very solid for the past 5 years since we entered the market. We registered a 5 times revenue growth for the past 5 years. In fact, it doubled from 2020 to 2021. Our growth has been funded 100% by internally generated cash, and we have now nationwide reach. We have two types of learning management system. In terms of product, these are examples of learning management systems. One is for private schools, and recently we are the only e-learning content provider in the Department of Education's learning management system. As you can see, the learning content are organized per grade level, and for every grade level, it contains all the major subjects that teachers and students can readily use. Our board is comprised of seasoned business leaders and business owners, and we, the co-founders, are former executives of multinational corporations and have 20 years of e-learning experience. Our ask to be able to scale up our proven business model is $2 million for 10% share. If you want to join us, please contact us at this email and contact number.
Hi, good afternoon. I am Eman, founder and CEO of Experto, empowering professional societies in the digital world. Even before the pandemic, professional events and technical conferences hosted by professional societies and organizations encounter common and repeating problems such as manual registrations, long queues, limited payment channels, overbooking, and delayed certifications. And when the pandemic happened, new problems and challenges appeared when doing these professional events in virtual. There is there is lack of engagement among the participants, speakers, and even corporate sponsors and exhibitors. Some organizations use Zoom, Facebook Live, or WebEx, but other core services such as registration, payments, and certifications are not integrated. And the volunteer members or the organization secretariat are not equipped or do not have the time to learn all the technicalities of virtual events. Also, there is a concern on the privacy and security of these events and on the certifications that are issued. These problems occur because planning and managing professional development events like seminars and conferences becomes a challenge for professional societies with their limited manpower and lack of technology. And that is why we created Experto. We want to help professional societies thrive in the digital world. Our goal is to help them take full advantage of technology so that they can focus their efforts on their core activities, their passion, their work, their cause, and Experto can handle all the messy stuff and technology challenges that they face. At Experto, we offer end-to-end services, including registration, payment collection, virtual event platforms, engagement tools, and issuance of digital certificates. In these times, we see the untapped huge potential of professional societies in playing a significant part in adult training. Through our Experto platforms, we aim to remove the barriers and unlock the potential of the professional network as dynamic sources and providers of career development, skill building, and professional networking opportunities for professionals. Initially, we targeted the more than 4.3 million PRC registered Filipino professionals as our market who are encouraged to undergo lifelong learning activities to remain competitive and consider the professional societies as their major source of lifelong learning. They comprise our serviceable obtainable market, which we peg at $17 million. We are also planning to expand to the ASEAN region with 40 million professionals, given the strong existing linkages among organizations. For our business model, we generate revenue from the participant credits that the organization avails. We charge a service fee per participant to cover the cost of the end-to-end services we provide. We also generate additional revenue from fees on add-on features and transactions from paid events. And we are also looking at subscription fees for our credentialing platform. These are our current partner organizations who have given us good feedback and recommended us to other organizations. We have engineers, scientists, doctors, and even Rotarians as our customers. Since we started operations in July last year, we have partnered with 19 organizations with 36,000 attendees in more than 30 webinars and workshops and 14 major conferences. As for our revenue, we have reached 4.4 million sales over the last 15 months. Despite bootstrapping, we were able to reach this milestone. With continued support from our partners, Experto can do a lot more and achieve exponential growth. This is the team behind Experto. Again, I am Eman and I have more than 12 years of experience in operations and project management and actively involved with local and international professional organizations. Other members of the team include John, a full-stack developer specializing in web and native mobile application development, Sam, a software engineer with affinity for data engineering and analytics, Jean, a technology consultant focusing on web and mobile user experience, and VJ, an industrial lawyer focused on digital economy. We are fortunate to be included in the QBO Incubation The Takeoff, Upskill Incubation Program Batch 9, and currently in the Idea Space and Dream Bigger Ventures Acceleration Program for 2021. If you are interested to know how Experto aims to enhance the competence of the professions and build a nation of globally competitive experts, please connect with us. Thank you for listening.
Hi, I'm Brett Doyle. I'm the founder and CEO of Mosaic Solutions. Mosaic is a provider of software solutions and analytics primarily into the F&B sector, but also recently moved into retail. Our product suite is analytics, purchasing, point of sale, and inventory management. Some of the things I think really differentiate our product suite are, one, we designed and built these products specifically for these sectors, and we have a lot of industry experience and knowledge on our team within these sectors. We also, when we develop and design products, one of the key things that we aim for is making them as easy to use as possible, which is key in these settings as well within F&B. We also make the products easy to integrate with. So we build in a very open architecture, and we actually do the integration work for our clients, which is fairly unique in our sector. Finally, we sell on a totally modular basis. So yes, you can buy our full suite solution, but you can also pick and choose the products that you need, so you can individually sort of tailor your solutions. From a customer segment perspective, we sell primarily into multi-unit restaurant groups, so Moment Group, Wildflower as examples, but also into cloud kitchens. We have Grab Kitchen, Cloud Eats, and Craver's Canteen as customers, and recently moved into retailers and mall operators as well. In terms of the pain points that we're solving for, these are fairly universal. I've been in this space for over a decade in multiple geographies, and it's the same pain points everywhere. A lot of that stems from the fact that systems just don't communicate, a very siloed approach, and so people don't have good data at their fingertips. We built our product suite to solve for just that. So we give people a real-time, holistic view of their operations from any device, anytime, anywhere. Our products are all cloud-based and seamlessly integrated with each other, but just as importantly, they are integrated with other people's products too. So we can integrate back of house with accounting platforms like QuickBooks or Xero, in front of house with delivery aggregators like Grab or Foodpanda as well. Since we started, we've really proven out our ability to access these larger enterprise level clients, due in large part to our modular sales approach. We've proven out our model, which is a highly recurring revenue based on monthly subscriptions, 90+% recurring revenue. And I think our management team has really proven itself, especially over the last couple of years. The market that we're playing in, the restaurant management software, is large and growing. About half of this is in Asia, and a lot of that is in Southeast Asia as people now know they need to move to technology and or upgrade to cloud-based technology. So we're really at the intersection of a lot of the trends that are driving that. Obviously 2020 was a challenging year for everybody. 2021's already started to rebound in terms of sales and expected to the next year as well. But fundamentally, this increased use of technology, both on the sales and order management side and also on the cost management side, isn't going anywhere. And we're really going to be a beneficiary of that as we move forward. We're headquartered here in Manila. Almost all of our clients are here in the Philippines. We intend to expand regionally, coming on the heels of a Series A. For us, that is markets like Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, and Cambodia over the next couple of years. In terms of how we stack up against our competitors, it's a quick view of us relative to competitors in this market and those that we expect to see in other markets as we expand. I think one of the key things here is that, again, we have this full suite solution that we can provide to our customers. In terms of where we've come from, so we started in 2017 with our first paying customer and have generated some pretty tremendous growth since then, even over the last couple of years. And we just signed a client that will help us, grow our customer base by 10x over the next year. Again, some of the brands that we work with here in the Philippines, very well-known brands across restaurants, cloud kitchens, etc. Since the beginning of last year, we've processed over 4 billion pesos of sales for our clients on our platform. And that platform, again, includes analytics, point of sale, purchasing, inventory management. So that full suite solution, revenue, sales, and costs. And now we've taken our analytics platform and applied it to a new use case that can help us greatly expand our market opportunity. So here we're providing tenant sales data directly to the malls who have to have better visibility into that, both from a revenue and invoicing perspective, but also just in terms of how to manage their business. As mentioned, I think we have a very strong and experienced management team that's really helped us, especially through the last couple of years, and helped us raise what we have to date in terms of capital. So we've raised about $4 million US from a combination of institutional funds and high net worth investors and family offices. We're now just kicking off our Series A raise, where we plan to raise $5 million US from a combination of financial and strategic investors. So with that, thank you for your time today, and have a good day.
Hi, I'm Aika Reyes from Team Peddler. We are doing digital and financial inclusions for micro and small businesses. We have over 20 million micro and small businesses, contributes 36% of Philippines' GDP, yet they are broadly fragmented, inefficient, and rudimentary. Due to pandemic, they are heavily impacted, and there is an urgent need for digitalization to ensure operational efficiency and business recovery. The total impact of COVID-19 have created 78% decline in sales, 68% cash shortage, and 43% temporary closure. The top 3 pain points of our target users are manual inventory tracking, credit visibility, margin, profit, and cash, and no access to capital. That is why we developed Peddler, an OS-like POS made and designed to manage simple bookkeeping and inventory management for micro and small businesses. It has a simplified user interface, 2-click upload process, and easy-to-read financial reports. It also comes with digital ledgers and a storefront, credit ledger, payment ledger, cash ledger, and online selling made easy. Our users love us. We are available on iOS, Android, and Huawei Gallery. Our team is led by entrepreneurs and repeat startup founders with proven track record in finance and operations. We have our CEO, Nel Ligo, a repeat startup founder that led his previous startup to profitability and managed to scale 18 cities. He is also a corporate digital transformation lead and a global corporate talent that had taken high-impact regional finance leadership roles. And for the operations, I am Aika Reyes, COO and CXO. I'm a serial entrepreneur who built profitable startups. manage over 300 real estate properties in the Philippines, US, and Japan, manage over 100 employees, and serve over 50,000 guests. Our team is comprised with local talents from the countryside. We have Nelson Batan Jr., our founding developer, who's managed our back-end mobile app development. And Francis de la Cruz, also a founding developer, is a full-stack web and mobile app developer and is responsible for our front-end user interface. That's all for us. Thank you. Are you a small business owner? Download Peddler app now.
Hi, I'm Jox from Olivia, and we automate accounts payables processing. Liquidations, reimbursements, cash advances, these are very manual and tedious processes. So much so that a lot of employees simply don't claim their expenses because they are so frustrated with the process. Accounting teams typically have to work overtime at month end and are very stressed out due to delays in expense reporting. With the pandemic and with hybrid and remote work likely to continue, this problem will remain, if not get worse. So Olivia automates this process and saves companies thousands of dollars in lost efficiencies as well as lost input VAT credits. So here's how it works. To generate an expense report, all you need to do is scan your receipt. Okay, lay it flat on a table and scan it through the app, and the app will extract the information and autofill the necessary expense fields. Okay, all you need to do is just check for completeness and correctness of capture. You can also tag certain expenses to a specific cash advance, so it's easier for you to track. To create a report or auto-generate a report, it's just one click, and when you click on that link on your email, it will bring you to an Excel spreadsheet that is automatically generated for you with a link to the receipt in the cloud. So you can also search for, say, merchants, and also certain keywords. In our case, we were looking for all our expenses related to trademark application, for example. So searchability and management of receipts is really simplified. So what if you don't have internet access? So all you need to do is take a photo of the receipt as you normally would through the app. And since you are offline, it won't be able to autofill any of the fields. So what you do is you just save it as a draft. Now, once you get online or you're connected to Wi-Fi, all you need to do is go back to that expense item and click on scan, and it will auto extract and autofill those fields without you having to refer or rescan the physical receipt again. So our patent-pending language and image processing technology uses advanced machine learning and natural language programming algorithms. And since our launch last year in March, we were able to outperform foreign apps in terms of the accuracy of capture of Philippine receipts, but also being adapted to Philippine accounting practices. Our model is subscription-based, and we are priced very competitively against in the market. We, for example, our Olivia Biz starts at 199 pesos per user per month, and that already includes unlimited export of reports, as well as 3 years worth of storage. We've also managed to onboard companies across verticals, pharmaceutical, retail, manufacturing, as well as accounting and finance outsourcing firms. We are tapping into a 10 billion market. And in the Philippines alone, this opportunity is just under 200 million US dollars. It's also growing aggressively globally in the high double digits, mainly because of a large surge in digitization initiatives in this space. We have a balanced team. My background is business development across Southeast Asia. Anita is our boots on the ground in Indonesia, and our co-founder and CTO, Paul, is an experienced software engineer and app developer. We are raising $200,000 to accelerate development of our accounting admin web app, as well as to develop APIs for integrations with ERP and accounting software. We're also looking to use the funds for customer acquisition, looking for business development and onboarding teams. We're also looking for strategic partnerships. So if you are in the accounting and finance space and share our vision to digitize this area, then we are more than happy to have a conversation. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ellery Uta, and I'm a co-founder and CEO of Brookie Technologies. We are a property technology company that helps real estate developers simplify the home buying experience between buyers and agents with the help of our cloud-based real estate project management software called Brookie. Our co-founder Stephanie has been a real estate broker for the past 10 years. And one thing she noticed about the industry is how manual and fragmented the processes are. In fact, we started Brookie because she personally lost sales due to the slow response of her partner developers with processes that are slow, tools that are fragmented, which causing errors and inefficiencies. In a 2020 survey by KPMG, 76% of real estate firms mentioned that they still use Excel as their analytical tool, while the other 32% say disparate systems is their greatest obstacle. And now is the right time to make a change in the real estate market, as the industry is now recognizing this need to innovate, and PropTech adoption is set to increase over the next few years. And that's why we created Brookie. Brookie helps to simplify the home buying experience of buyers and agents by providing our small to medium real estate developers a cloud-based web and mobile app that speed up sales, automate their manual processes, manage their accounts and communicate with their team, and even accept reservations and payments. With Brookie, our partner developers can expect to move from a highly paper-driven processes or using spreadsheets to manage their term sheets to a more streamlined and more collaborative and insightful business. One of our use cases is a high-end developer in Batangas. What would normally take them 3 days to create computations only took less than 5 minutes with Brookie. We also have another partner developer with projects in Calabarzon, and within their first month of using Brookie, we were able to process more than 20 million worth of inventory and equip around 300 of their sales agents. We have also received this overwhelming positive response from agents and staffs, with Brookie speeding up their work and helping them close sales. The real estate industry in the Philippines remains to be robust, with 170 billion in market value. In fact, the top 10 developers in the country has shown 250 increase in the course of over the 10 years, and we have a housing backlog of 6.5 million units. Out of this current serviceable market, available market value is around 9 million, and we are targeting an initial 100 million in market opportunity given our current resources. And we recognize the presence of competitors, most of which are local web and mobile developers and agencies, and in indirect competition from existing businesses softwares such as SAP and Oracle. Currently, we're partnered with 7 real estate developers and being deployed around 27 projects nationwide. We have over 1,500 real estate agents who's using our app right now, with over 100 million in transaction value processed using Brookie. Our revenue model is that we're charging a monthly subscription fee plus a service or transaction fee for every sales process in our platform. Our go-to-market strategy is first focusing on our target market, which are the small to medium developers. And we also would like to partner with real estate organizations to build trust and familiarity. Other strategies include inbound and outbound sales, and of course, after sales. Now I would like to introduce you to our team. I'm the CEO and I lead the product and business. Stephanie Laya Uy leads our marketing and business development. She co-founded a realty firm. She's a real estate broker, and she's a domain expert here. Chris Ayanfil leads our technology. He co-founded Buy Web and Mobile Apps. And John Vincent Fiel leads our operations, who co-founded the edtech company, Wella School Systems. And of course, the rest of our team. We are supported by QBO and Ideaspace, and we are one of the top 12 startups in the year 2019. And we were featured in the business reality TV show called The Final Pitch, in the real estate edition. For the past 3 years, Brookie has been bootstrapped and customer funded. We have shown a steady rise in revenue, and we are currently profitable, and we intend to increase our market share as well as our product offering through an initial seed round of $100,000 in exchange of 10% of our equity. Aside from this, we're looking for strategic partners and mentors who can help us scale and expand not only in the Philippines, but also regionally. We are on a mission to make the 100-year-old industry have a frictionless, transparent transaction and creating an ecosystem where all parties involved have a simple, fast, and straightforward buying and selling transaction experience. We are changing the way how real estate is done. So if you're a real estate developer who wants to bring innovation to your business or would like to know more about how easy your things will be with Brookie, or if you believe in what we envision to do, please do get in touch with us. We look forward to having you on board with Brookie. Thank you and good day.
Hi, I'm Jaime from InstaHomes. So hello and welcome to InstaHomes, the company that aims to make real estate disruption accessible by giving SME real estate developers access to the digital economy. The real estate industry is undergoing major disruptive changes due to prop tech, with McKinsey estimating a 25 times average tech adoption rate in the pandemic. Despite this and all the pressure the pandemic puts on real estate developers to digitize, however, 75% of them in the Philippines still don't have any recognizable presence online. This alone is leading to massive discrepancies, as small to medium real estate developers faced a 70 to 90% revenue drop, while larger real estate developers faced declines that were much smaller. As buyers like high upfront costs of digitizing, no experience with digital tools, and a lack of results stop SME developers from digitizing, this massive inequity is showing no signs of stopping. To further pile on the problems, we found that the lack of results for SME developers digitizing is because of buyers not trusting listings from them. Given the amount of online real estate scams, people are much more interested in properties from known developers. To meaningfully move SME developers online, the solution needs to be accessible for all developers and secure for property buyers, which fills in the evident gap in both ends. Given this, we launched InstaHomes, a developer-only property portal that aims to give SME real estate developers across ASEAN access to online marketing and sales for only a 1% commission on sales generated. So how do we solve the problems? Firstly, we have no upfront fees or prioritization charges. This removes the largest barrier that current SME developers face, risk due to high upfront fees. Next, we create backward integration, like text integration, to adapt to the company's lack of digital systems and know-how. Lastly, we are developer-only and don't allow independent agents or owners to list. This allows us to decrease the risk of scams or properties with title concerns and build trust for our developers. Our business model earns the majority of its revenue from the 1% commission we earn when a sale is made from a lead generated on our platform. We know there's a big market opportunity here, as roughly 9% of revenue from real estate developers is spent on sales and marketing. Within the Philippines alone, this is already worth 62.65 billion pesos and leads to an SOM of about 7 billion. So here's how we look like among our competitors. We stand alone in being accessible for listings from small players and secure for buyers. Since forming this idea, we've come a long way, with over 1% market share, 17 developer partners, and over 150 different unit types. We have developers of all sizes, which proves the appeal of our business model. Small developers with little to no online presence, medium developers with limited scale online, and even some of the largest developers in the country. We launched our working product with key features like an intuitive search engine, SEO-powered listing pages, wish list, and most importantly, an easy inquiry flow that's direct to the developer. Since doing that, we've launched exciting new features like our guided investing feature and our unique video call tour scheduling feature, which is published just this week. Here's a quick demo of how the feature works.
Simply go on our website and find a property you're interested in.
There, you'll be able to pick a date and choose how you want to tour, choose where you want to have the video tour, and input your contact information. It takes less than a minute, it's interactive, and it sure beats looking at images.
So from our team, we can see that real estate and software engineering are our fortes. On the business side, with Camille and I, we've done everything from negotiate multi-million-dollar real estate deals, win world business case competitions, to develop over 20 different tech products from well-known startups. On the dev side, with Alec and Danny, we have won national coding competitions and gotten hired by tech giants such as Activision Blizzard and ByteDance. We are confident that we're the team for the job. We've also worked together frequently in the past, with 2 team members spending the summers together selling homes, and other team members having worked on websites for various clients together, including for one of our partner developers. Moving forward, we expect to concept and earn good revenue this quarter, before really starting to get funding and beginning to scale. By the end of Q4, we expect to have 4 billion pesos in GMV, 350 listings, 2% of the market, and 80,000 pesos in revenue. Getting your investment would help us ensure we launch a product that fulfills our mission. Bring SME developers online and make sure the future of real estate is as secure and as accessible as possible. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Adel Alba. I am the founder and CEO of Wiser. Did you know that laundry services like washing, drying of clothes is becoming a lucrative business? According to research and market.com, that laundry services is expected to grow to $177.2 billion in the next 2028. And POS system is a great tools for laundry services. It's where customer make their transactions, do their payments in exchange for goods and services in the stores. Although this is a great tools, but it comes also with some problems. So what are the problems associated with the POS system for laundry stores? So number one is lack of online access on the POS system, unable to accept online payment. And the most important thing is that the laundry revenue is less compared to the actual machines of the stores. It's like your machine is doing some washing for someone else. So our value proposition is make the application available to mobile and tablet devices. Of course, make it an online access so you can access it anywhere. Able to accept payments from GCash and Paymaya and other payment gateway. And of course, integrated laundry machine controls, which empower our POS system to control and communicate with the machine itself. Our business model starts with $1,000 for the laundry package, which includes 1-year subscriptions, and it could control up to 12 pair of machines, or total 24 machine and dry system. So we have also a $25 of monthly subscriptions for this service. Laundry market size. Right now, there are $104.65 billion laundry services in the market. And it is expected to grow to $177.2 billion by 2028. Our target market is about 0.5% of the serviceable address market, which is equal to $7.22 million in the next 5 years. Our competitive analysis, mostly the POS system that are available now in mobile and tablet, does not have an online payment access and especially able to communicate with the machine itself. Our go-to-market strategy is we're going to partner with the laundry services and also with the machine distributor of the machines, like the LG, social media marketing, blogs. Our tractions, our Wiser stores, we have a total of 897 stores nationwide. And right now, we have 9 laundry shops that using our services. Our team, we have a combine of 60 years of technical, business, and marketing experience. Gerald Alvarez, our Chief Financial Officer, Dexter, our Dev, Abigail, our Chief and Marketing Officer, and me as the CEO of Wiser. If you have any question, please send me an email or send me a text or call. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jason, one of the co-founders of Lion, and what we do for companies is whether you're a business, creator, association, or an educator, we help you build relationships with your customers. Right now in 2021, and especially in the digital age, whether you're a creator, educator, or an organization, connecting with customers is a vital part of your business. 80% of customers are more likely to do business with a company that offer a personalized experience or service. Captured audiences or people you've already connected with or engaged are more likely to convert or purchase goods from you than new ones. To build on top of this, businesses are finding very, very high returns from engaging and delighting customers through communities. The average return on investment of businesses that invested in internal or external communities to connect with their customers is up to 6,469%. That's such a big number. And its increase or effect in customer retention is up to 61%. Also, as compared to the engagement rate in social media ads of 0.5 to 5%, the engagement rate inside communities is up to 50%. Some notable companies that are taking advantage of these numbers and these facts to turn their customers into fans are Apple, Lego, Airbnb, and Sephora. We want to offer that same leverage and same capability to smaller businesses or businesses of all kinds in the Philippines. With our product, we allow businesses to create exclusive communities where they can connect better with their customers. They can also avail of our different power ups to really simulate the ideal experiences that they desire. So, for example, if they're a trainer, they can easily connect it with our LMS power up to deliver a pre-packaged learning for their customers after engaging them. If they're a consulting company, they can make use of our booking power up to make sure that their clients can easily reach out to their services. If they're an association, they can make use of our events power up to make sure that they can host or offer exclusive webinars and events to their memberships. Lion right now is perfect for organizations, communities, associations, learning companies, coaches, content creators, and even consulting companies. Our value for community-led businesses like telcos, incubators, NGOs, or special interest communities is we help them connect with their stakeholders. We give you a branded community, so when you interact with these customers, when you interact with your members, when you interact with your different stakeholders, your brand is always present. We also give you the capability to do organized collaboration between your people, the ability to offer membership programs or different kinds of monetization for your products and services. You can also host exclusive events and webinars only for your followers or your members. Since it's a collaborative space, you can also promote discussion and chatter in between members to create this networking, to promote a networking environment. For educators, we also help them turn their service into a successful e-learning business. In Southeast Asia, in the Philippines, and especially right now in the post-digital stage, to launch a successful e-learning business, you need four pillars. One is community. The second one is flexible learning setups. The third one is local and convenient payment channels. And the fourth one is marketing tools to grow your brand. All of those are available on Lion, making it very, very easy for educators to scale and grow their business on the platform. For creators, we give them a way to turn their passion into a profession. With Lion, they can create a recurring and stable income. They can also have a place where they can engage loyal customers and offer exclusive content. We also give them a noise free community where people can focus on their content, their people, and their brand. If they want to make money on the side, they can also sell their exclusive merchandise. On a more granular level, Lion offers a private space where your brand stands out. It's also a place where you can organize your people, your groups, your communications, and content all in one place. A place to centralize all those tools and communications. Our clusters, you can design it to be communication channels, all of your integrations, and many more different options available to you. We also created a dedicated file management system, so it's very easy to share resources for your stakeholders or your people inside your organization. Of course, since it's a collaborative platform, you can also promote discussion, communicate, and engage, and really build that connection with your stakeholders. You can also host exclusive webinars and events for your membership. You can also connect it with tools you're already using to really turn it into your ideal workspace. As I mentioned, if you're a trainer, you can use an LMS. If you're selling merchandise, you can connect it with Stripe, PayMongo, different payment channels to really monetize your merch, and many other implementations that's similar. If you're a consulting company, you can also use it to schedule meetings and connect it to your calendar, making it easy for you to give updates to your clients, announcements, and if they want to reach out to you, it's very easy for them to have that channel. And that's what we do for companies. We help them build relationships with their customers, regardless if they're a creator, association, educator, or generally most of the people in the service sector. So thank you so much for listening to me. And you can always visit us at lion.com.ph, or you can contact us directly. And I'd love to have a conversation with you. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Arian Lim, co-founder and co-CEO of Acadarina. We're a tech startup based in the Philippines that wants to help students play, connect, and earn. We're founded by gamers who are pioneers in the campus gaming and esports space. And we're backed by investors in media, marketing, and play to earn who sees potential in our audience. We want to build a future where gaming gives back. In our experience anywhere, gaming is largely built to be consumed. At the end of the day, it's entertainment, with all the glamour and risk to venture into it. Only 1 out of 100 gets to be that successful pro player or popular streamer. In this billion-dollar industry that has permeated the day-to-day of the Gen Z and A audience, no one has been building video games and esports more holistically. Everyone is busy being the next biggest pro team, making the next big tournament, signing the next big talent. In Acadarina, we're creating an ecosystem of products, a community that has all the hype of games in a safe space that can be beneficial to students. Here, you don't just mindlessly consume them as video games and esports. You get to participate in it and champion it in your community. We have big intercampus leagues for the hardcore gamer. We have weekly intercampus and intra-campus cups, either for fun or as a project for the budding student leader and org. We also accredit student organizations in campuses across the Philippines and teach them how to do campus gaming and esports that's relevant for their community, supporting their projects and also hosting workshops for them. Supporting it all is our scholarships, aids, and power ups, where a student gamer can get financial support traditionally or through play to earn. With this suite of products, it creates multiple acquisition points from playing, connecting to earning. And they can get it all in one platform in acadarena.com. In a few years, it's going to be lame for a student gamer to not have an account in Acadarena. We have a business model that makes the best of our expertise in esports and the play to earn trend. Each stage monetizable with brands and scalable with play to earn. We are part of the best years of a student's life, a loyalty that can't shift based on the game that they play. We own the student gamer generation. Through our flywheel, we don't just make the next big tournament. We've made an ecosystem where students feel empowered, whether by sending them abroad in an all expense paid international tournament to battle other schools, showing them that they can mount a game con in your university gym, or them showing us you can recreate your campus in Minecraft and make national TV with it. Our approach has made us the best at reaching students. We are the most engaged, most watched, and followed network of student gamers in Southeast Asia. Game devs have granted us official licenses to run their collegiate leagues. Because of this, that attracts brands to want to connect with us. We've even had to turn down some because our schedule is too full. Our gig turned startup has been profitable year on year on whitelist projects and sponsorships alone. Being a student marketing engine has already made us profitable. Play to earn changes everything. It allows players to be part of a decentralized economy away from esports sensationalism. Here's how it works. Acadarena lends players expensive but competitive axes through the game's scholarship system, meaning the axie won't be stolen. We agree on a 60 to 40 SLP share model in favor of the player. This SLP can be converted to cash. Players can earn more than the minimum wage in the region this way through Axie Infinity. And that's why this trend has taken overseas a largely mobile market. 40% of the players of Axie alone is from the Philippines. Play to earn helps us share a bit more of the pie while making it sustainable. Being able to earn by playing games is already every student's dream anyway, and they get to do that with us at Acadarena without needing the same time commitment as an esports pro and a streamer. We've already started with 100 players this year, and as we look to scale that number, we're projected to grow our revenue to $1.7 million, and that's being on the conservative side. Betting on us is betting on the future. Our success all these years is us continuously serving our youth-centric values, and we're doing it at such an exciting time. No one else is building like us in Southeast Asia. Because of the pandemic, both students and institutions are hungry for meaningful edu engagements, and more looking at games and esports as alternative learning models. And Facebook even just recently announced their direction in building out the metaverse, making it safer for students and the younger generation. We're ushering this future and ambition to students all over Southeast Asia in the next few years. We're poised to enter Indonesia, the biggest mobile market, next year. We already have a strategic investor that can help us pull the trigger. And because we are tech-enabled, we can actually launch in all countries at different scales, only activating a specific product in a country at a time. We hope you can join us in building what we wish we had as students together. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Henry Munoz, the founder of Education at PH. Thank you so much for this opportunity to share our story and our opportunity with you today. At a glance, Education at PH is the largest edtech platform in the Philippines and one of the largest in Southeast Asia. We work with more than 8 million Gen Z learners in the Philippines every year. in a market that's worth $15 billion. We have more than 800,000 registered users and have achieved a ARR of $1 million this year. This is driven mostly by B2B revenue with marketing contracts from brands and educational institutions. We are launching a B2C marketplace and further content monetization in early 2022. Taking a step back, the Philippines is a very attractive market for EdTech because of its very large population, the second largest in ASEAN, a very young population, high English proficiency, and very strong internet usage, one of the highest in the world, in fact. Looking more at the education sector in the Philippines, what we like is that it's large, fragmented, and unfortunately ineffective, which makes it ripe for disruption. More than $15 billion gets spent every year, around 27 million learners. It's highly fragmented. The largest education provider has less than 2% market share. It's a group of schools. And it's very ineffective in two ways. We are ranked one of the worst in the world for the PISA studies. And secondly, our education to employment funnel is broken. Less than 20% of students actually make it through high school, senior high school, college, and getting a job, leaving 80 to 90% of students behind every year. A lot of these stats, unfortunately, are actually quite similar to what we've seen in India and Indonesia. I think on the more positive note, we believe that this makes the Philippines ripe for the kind of innovation and edtech growth that you've seen in both of these markets. In terms of COVID, COVID has been good for EdTech. It exposed millions of students to online education, which means that the number of students who've experienced online learning has grown from less than 0.5% in 2019 to close to 20% already by now. And this is growing as the Philippines is still experiencing an education lockdown. There's been a shift to value and to quality as well. So whilst a lot of students remain enrolled, many dropped out of lower quality private education institutions. And this really means that there's a large total addressable market in terms of parents willing to pay for education, for quality education, but wanting to see results from it. And this is where Education can come in. We really do three things in terms of enabling better learner outcomes. The first one is we give guidance. Students use Education for free to get advice on what schools to go to, what courses to take, how this links to their career prospects. And 8 million students are using the website for this every year. The second thing that they do, which is right now a minority but is growing, is around upskilling. This is around either hard skills like coding or UI UX or digital marketing, which will typically be provided by third parties and we get a revenue cut. Or it's around soft skills, where we teach you anything from communication to presenting yourself to financial literacy to even civic education, whatever is not taught in the classroom. The third thing that we'll be launching is around academic support, focusing on subjects like English, math, and science in K-12. This is something that's done very well in India and Indonesia, and so we're very excited to bring this to the Philippines, initially through a tutor marketplace and then eventually through other types of products. As we've mentioned, we have this growing reach in terms of a student audience, but also a community of 800,000 registered users that's growing every month. And as a result, we've really built a great ecosystem and become the trusted B2B partner of choice when it comes to education and edtech in the Philippines, working with everything from large multinationals like Unilever and Amazon to leading local universities, to big names in education like Pearson or the EDB. So our growing registered base, we're roughly 40% in K-12, 40% college age, 20% young adults. We've had healthy revenue growth, reaching $1 million of ARR. We actually broke even in Q3 of this year, a couple of quarters ahead of schedule, and we see significant upside for next year and beyond. And we are lucky to be backed by a strong group of investors that are both EdTech, Philippines, and Pan-Asia specialized. There's a team. We run a pretty lean team, but we'd like to think of ourselves as experienced, diversified, and pretty driven, and coming from different backgrounds and all united in our mission of improving learner outcomes in the Philippines, first with our 8 million learners now, and then expanding to the other 20 million or so that we haven't reached yet. So thank you so much for giving us your time, and we look forward to hearing from you and telling you more about what Education is doing to disrupt the education landscape in the Philippines. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Ariane, co-founder of House Learning. Our company is self-funded from only less than 20,000 pesos of bootstrap investment to almost 4 million pesos in revenue within a year. Basic learning needs an intervention. Over 80% of Filipino students fall below the minimum proficiency levels. On the other hand, we have a huge problem with unemployment. Thousands of educators were laid off during the pandemic. Professional tutorial classes online help students access better education. Transitioning online, though, is not easy. Without personalized customer service, both parents and students are overwhelmed by the confusing class systems, curriculums, and apps. Programs are also ineffective, and there's no significant progress. Professional teachers, too, are clueless about how to conduct online classes and dispirited by low compensation and poor working conditions. There is no better way to transition than through House. It has been proven multiple times with over 150 five-star satisfaction ratings that our online class systems really work. Professional teachers and not just novice tutors can now be accessed by parents. These teachers get paid well and receive proper online teaching and program training, allowing them to deliver outstanding results. Excellent customer service and teacher management leads to an efficient process that allows classes to start anytime. Registration is very easy. Clients book via Facebook and they find very convenient. They don't have to install any third-party apps. Then our system assigns a teacher that matches well with the student's learning style and personality to optimize their learning. Then they can start right away, even as early as the next day. We have a variety of programs ranging from 1,800 pesos to 2,800 pesos in a month. Most of our students extend long-term and average at 3 months. Our net profit is about 45%, and the revenue in our first year is about 4 million. Our market is extremely scalable. The pandemic has changed people's minds about online learning. As you can see, the numbers have increased and can only increase more. The existing clients that we have are mainly parents of kids from 3 years up. We have recently expanded as well to corporate clients from business English and other professional courses. We target to reach beyond the Philippines, and currently we actually have overseas clients in Korea, the US, China, and the Middle East, among others. Every single day, we sign up new students, and we have multiple classes being conducted simultaneously. In fact, several classes are ongoing right now. This high demand allows us to employ more and more teachers. The direct competitors are other online tutorials operating in and out of Facebook, and the indirect ones are offline schools that might offer face-to-face classes. I have been a reading tutor for more than a decade, and I have found my own academy here in Seoul, Korea, which has been successfully teaching kids how to read the easy way in as early as 2 weeks. Extensive experience in this industry plus personalized service gives us an edge. We also now have other programs like Singapore Math, English, Korean language, and soon Filipino. Our core team includes me and my co-founder, Blesi. We both have extended backgrounds in business planning and the tutoring industry in Korea. And I also have a startup background in the K-startup world. House has grown 1,000% in 1 year. So let me share a video so you can get to know House even better.
Very good. Wow, always.
So like we have partnered with few other companies too, including a nonprofit, and we are supporting underprivileged kids right now. So if you want to partner and collaborate us, just contact us anytime. This is Ariane of House Learning.
Hi, I'm Roderick De La Cruz from Integrated Parking Solutions, or iPark. We are a hardware and software solution startup that specializes in parking systems. Our team is composed of a scientist, an engineer, and a business development manager. We are a team led by innovation, molded by experience, and fueled by passion. As drivers living in Metro Manila, we witness firsthand the problem of drivers, and we are committed to solving their parking problems. So in a market study we made as part of the Idea Space Incubation Program, we found out that drivers waste time looking for parking and paying for parking. Pre-COVID, our solution to the problem is to make our parking system cashierless. This is what we implemented at Araneta Center, Cubao, and Resorts World Manila. But due to COVID, we have modified our solution. Being cashierless is not enough. We also need to make our parking system cashless and contactless. So during months of lockdown, we ponder if it's really possible to make a contactless parking system. Our first attempt on a QR code-based system is a failure. After months of development, this is what we're able to develop. To help in finding parking, the iPark app has a database of the parking areas within a vicinity and helps you navigate towards that parking area. When you reach the parking lot, the app wirelessly detects if you're near the parking entrance and allows entry. It also monitors how long you stay and how much parking fee you need to pay. To exit, just drive to the exit lane and the parking fee will be automatically deducted from your iPark e-wallet. Please note that the system is so contactless that the driver doesn't even have to open his window. So one of the questions people ask us is why our startup stayed in the parking industry even if there is COVID. This is because the parking shortage is real. From 2009 to 2019, the number of vehicles registered increased by almost 50,000 per year, while the number of parking lots only increased by less than 20,000 per year. So for the past 10 years, there are almost 500,000 more new cars, but only 200,000 more new parking slots. Now, due to the lockdown, fewer people leave their homes and there are fewer parking instances. But because the parking problem was so severe back then, parking revenues are smaller, but it's still enough to sustain the industry. So join us in our journey towards a cashless, and contactless parking in the Philippines. The iPark parking app is currently under beta test. However, we need partner parking lots to adopt our system at their parking entrance and exit so their clients can enjoy contactless parking. We are currently talking to large land development companies for them to upgrade their parking systems. If you are interested in our startup, you could contact either me, Rodek at iPark.ph, or our Director for Business Development, Siron Gonzalez, Sai at iPark.ph. Thank you.